Mm. Okay, why leasing is a scam. But in this video, I'm gonna go over other things besides just leasing, liabilities. In anything you start in life, look at the liabilities, the risk versus the reward, and the liabilities, and the things that is outside of your control. For an example, okay, things that are outside of your control. For an example, let's. This is far fetched, but just look at this for a minute. For an example, every year more real estate agents become. Every year more real estate agents come into the market. Every year flippers come into the market. What's happening? When more real estate agents come into the market, they are failing because only like 20% of real estate agents is closing all the deals and they're fighting for deals. There's not enough houses being built for 100 real estate agents to come in. The market sometimes get over flooded and it's a sales-based market. See what I'm saying? You water down the market. So you teach more people how to flip houses in the same market, it just get overwhelmed. It's houses getting built, but and then you think about how many transactions come that day. Just look at the risk versus the reward and how many transactions come that day. Okay. Take this back to trucking, leasing. When you are a truck driver, there's so many things that's outside of your control. Okay. When you lease from a company, as a driver, you do not have your own authority, so you don't see the pay rate for that load. The carrier sees the pay rate because they are a carrier and they got their own authority. They see it. You, as a driver, you do not. Okay, leasing. What does leasing mean? Leasing mean eventually this truck is going to break down, even if it's new. So 3 to 2 years later, you're going to have problems even out of a new truck. And remember, this as a when you are in the trucking industry and leasing a truck, even a new truck, it's constantly being drove day in and day out, day in and day out, day in and day out, day in and day out. It may take a week off every now and then, but it's constantly being used. So 90% of the time in the year, it's a machine that's being used as well and tear. Leasing is a scam. The companies put all the liability on the driver. Trucker drivers do not see it, and it's too many uncontrolled events that are out of your control as a driver. You waiting at docks, gas prices going down, rates going up and down. It's and then your truck, this machine eventually is going to break down. So leasing in general is a scam. If 80% of people fail at an industry, it is a scam. It's not worth it. Back to real estate agents. Okay, it's real estate agents fail, but more that make it, but more than half are failing because they're watering down the market. The market cannot process 100 more agents in each market every year. People are going to fail. It's not that many houses getting built. People and look at real estate for an example. It's not that many transactions happening per day. Freight transactions happening per day. Scale all over the country. I mean, when you get your license as a truck driver, you drive all over the country. So that's operating at scale. Real estate agent operating in that state, not at scale, but in the state. If 25% of people make money or 20% of people make money, it's a failed process. It's only successful at a C rate. Less than a C rate. It's a failure at a 70% rate. If it's a failure at a 70 to 80% rate, and in any business, you have to think about what am I in control? Take it back to trucking. The equipment is going to break down eventually. Gas prices go up and down. The rate that you get paid to deliver this product may go up and down, depend on it. It depends. So as a truck driver, the equipment is going to break down. It's a matter of time. You need to keep getting good paying loads. Some of that may be out of your control unless you get contracted freight. You probably won't get contracted freight as an owner operator. You won't. Mega carriers like Prime, JB Hunt, they understand that they need contracted freight at a contracted rate to make good money. They understand that. You do not need to be trucking for a lot long, but it is better for you to be a company driver. You follow company policy and you get paid a rate, like 65 cents, something like that. You are more successful long term. As a carrier, they usually have a mechanic shop. They're able to fix problems. That's their backbone. As a carrier, when you have your own shop, that's your backbone. Help keep your trucks running. You see? It's too many variables when it comes to leasing, and you have an equipment that eventually will break down. Go down here. Look at the liabilities at any company. Trucking has a lot of liabilities. Okay. Owning their own truck, it's a failure rate more than 70, 80% of the time people are failing. Look at how many things are out of your control. This new truck will break down. Gas prices go up and down. Freight prices go up and down. Just think about that. And that's the main factors. What do most mega carriers need? They need contract under freight. Whether you hate JB Hunt or like JB Hunt or Swift or any of the mega carriers, they understand they need contracted freight. They can't go with a variety of freight not knowing how much it pays. They need contracted freight. They need to predict what money they be able to bring in. Okay? Owner operators, you own the 10 trucks. No, that's not how to no. No, you need contracted freight. You at good paying rates. There's too many variables. The liabilities, no. That's why owner operators fail. The equipment fail. They have a $10,000 repair. They have $5,000 repair. The repairs on the semi can be high, high. This is why a lot of company mega carriers they lease trucks for 3 years. Then after 3 years, they return them. Think about that. You do not need to be driving for 10 years to understand the operation. Dedicated. This is why you need dedicated and set lanes. This is like lanes like JB Hunt, Schneider, Prime, why they have dedicated lanes because they need to be able to predict what they bring in. They can't work off the stock. They don't want to work off the open freight market, okay? Because you're just getting random ass freight, okay? That's a stupid move. That's a stupid move. Put yourself in a carrier position. What do you need to make a truck drive to make a company run? You need getting equipment at a discounted rate. Your backbone, you need to try to be able to repair that equipment at a cheap rate. Well, the most thing you need you need to get discounted equipment, which they probably can do. Carriers, you need set lanes. You need lanes paying dedicated lanes. And then you need, and then everything else, discounted gas, cheap equipment. But the backbone, this is the backbone of any carrier. You need set lanes that pay in a profit. At a profit, then you can scale. Get a lot of drivers in at scale. At scale, this is why dedicated lanes pay. I know they got to be paying $3, $4 a mile. I don't care what people saying. You think JB Hunt is losing money? You have to make money as a carrier because your liability is high. Look at the liabilities. Carriers have to pay for repairs. Anytime a driver can call and be like, hey, I got a flat tire. Boom, that's $300. As a carrier, most people, leasing is a scam. Carriers have more resources than a driver have. I'm sorry, they do. They can take a hit. They can take a hit. You can't take a hit. They doing business at scale. Remember, carriers do business at scale. They're not losing money. Think about I went past JB Hunt, saw so many goddamn trailers and intermobiles, and even if they get in at a discounted rate, think about it. Stop and think. Leasing is a scam. They put more responsibilities off on the driver. The truck will eventually fail. If drivers fail at a 70 to 80% rate, it is a failure process. That means only a few people are out of 10, only 3 people are successful. It's a failed process. They put all the liability on you. All the liability. This is where all drivers need to be. This is where all drivers need to be on dedicated accounts. Why I don't like OTR? OTR is terrible because you go to random places you don't not never go. You ain't never been before. If you don't set yourself up right, you can be all umped up. If you get there too early, they won't take you. Too late, they won't take you. No, no, no. It is terrible. To me, this should have cheaper insurance. Driver know where he's going. Dedicated is everything. But companies don't see that. New drivers, if you are a new driver, you should watch this video. At any industry, let's go back. Let's go back to real estate. Look at the liabilities. Look at real estate for an example. Why do they teach so many real estate courses on becoming a real estate agent, becoming a flipper? Most people fail. It's a sales-based business. People just not going to get sales. If everybody call them pre-foreclosures, people not going to make any money. People not. Actually, outside being a truck driver, you know the best position to be in is to being a broker. You get a piece of every load, you got less liability. You got less liability. You got less liability. But back to real estate. Real estate, why that process failed? Because you're watering down the market. It's not enough money for all the real estate agents to it's not enough money for the real estate agents to keep making money. They are fighting for deals. So that what did that mean? That means you got to figure out how to get deals to outbeat other real estate agents. Same with flippers. Remember, 100 more. Every market they all call them pre-foreclosures. People that got high equity. Bam. It's not enough money every year. 50 more people. Every year, 100 more people. It's not enough transactions. It's not enough real estate transactions going around for everybody to make money at scale. No, it is not. It's not. Compared to, let's say, compared to freight transactions closed per day, typical house take like 2-3 months to close. Some people close within a month, but it takes time to close a house. Takes time. Weeks and weeks. Freight transaction closes per day. Per day. Liability. Look at the liability. Now, when you are leasing, let's stop and think, truck drivers. Do not become a workhorse. The problem with people, they fall in love with job title. Do not fall in love with your job title. Okay? Please do not fall in love with your job title. That's what people become ignorant. And then over time, people just become a workhorse. They're blind. They're blind. It's a company called, what's the company called? Landstar. Actually, Landstar was smart. You know why? Because they are a brokerage. They have less liability. They just broker out loads. The big responsibility of breakdown is all on the driver. The driver. They have no company drivers. They're all a brokerage. So what do? When you take a piece of heavy load, what do? You need to scale your business. Once you scale, loads can be working for you 24 hours a day at scale. Every day you can be closing 200 and 300 loads a day at scale all across the United States. They can do business at scale. When you are a brokerage, you can do business at scale. Look at leasing. Why is leasing a scam? Because you put all the responsibility on the driver. The truck is eventually going to break down. It's too many uncontrollable events that's out of the driver control. When you wrote dedicated lanes, you are it's somewhat in control. You can help set what you're going to walk into. When you do OTR, you don't know what you're walking into. They can take you too early. They can take you too late. It's just too many variables. Okay, do not become a workhorse. As people get age, they don't look at the big picture. They only look at things one-sided. Leasing is a scam. Leasing is a scam. They put all the responsibilities on the driver. Stop and think. It's not about how long you've been driving. Has nothing to do with how long you've been driving. Everything is out of your control. Stop and think about big carriers, JB Hunt. They need dedicated freight. They don't just do dedicated lanes, get paying loads. They need cheap gas, cheap trailers. Do business at scale. This is how you make money in any industry. Any industry. Most industries, how you make the best money is doing business at scale. Your business needs to be able to scale. If your business can able to scale and has less liability at scale, Landstar was a perfect example. At scale. Leasing, most people fail. Most people fail. I know you may know, oh, this guy's a lease. I know somebody. I know some, no, but majority of people fail. What do you need to be successful? You need cheap equipment. You need dedicated lanes at good paying rate. Dedicated lanes help the driver so you know where you're going. Think about that. Stop and think. I've watched so many videos and I can compound everything. I've realized as you get older, as you age, even outside the trucking industry, the people that make the most money, the position you want to be in is a position where you have less liability. Dedicated, dedicated, you predict. You got to be a truck driver, great. Dedicated lanes. You know what the fuck you walking into. You're not just going all over the goddamn place. Every warehouse got different stuff. No. If you walk any type of dedicated lane, you know what you're walking into. You don't necessarily need to be a retail like Target or Walmart, but it can be anything like mail or whatever dedicated lanes. Okay, well, you know what you're walking into. Okay, because OTR is just, oh my, you just all over the place. It's just goddamn. Some warehouses are 24 hours, some warehouses close at 5. It is just a terrible, terrible, shitty job. Shitty. Okay. Leasing is a scam. What's the company name right now? Super Ego. Scam. No. They eventually will fail. The carrier is in control of the rate. They know the rate. Trucking is so regulated. The driver that's out there with the snow waiting at docks, you don't know if this load paid $3 or $4 a mile. You don't know. The carrier know, but you're out doing all the work. Leasing is a scam. Being a company driver on a dedicated lane will set you up for success. You can predict your schedule. You know what the shipper accepts of you. You're not just going to some places sitting for 4 hours. You're just not going all over the place looking stupid. Leasing, they put all the responsibility on you. You don't really know how much the rate pay. You don't really know. You don't. The low can pay $3, $4 a mile. That's super ego. You really think, stop and think, do you think companies are pulling freight at $1.50 per mile? No. That would put them out of business. No. You would be out of business so quick. No, you got big trucks, big trailers. Come on. That is stupid. Leasing is a scam. It's a failed process. Dedicated lanes is what most carriers and small carriers need at a good rate, period. Then everything else can work behind that.